Welcome everyone to another episode of the Suns After Dark podcast. I'm your host, Gerald Bourguet, and look, we are in the midst of the dog days of the NBA calendar. There's not a lot to talk about, and everything that we do have to talk about, I'm sure every Suns fan is probably sick of listening to me talk about. If I have to talk about Miles Bridges one more time, I'm probably going to go insane. So this is the point in the summer where at my previous employer, we would always try to throw in a palate cleanser episode to kind of mix things up, not talk about basketball or the Suns at all. Just kind of give everybody a reset and a refresher, and maybe come back a week from now and do it again and talk about actual Suns stuff. But I think we all could use a break from that. So I'm very excited for today's guest. She is the perfect person to have on for this palate cleanser episode because she was usually the one suggesting them at my former employer. She is my former co-host and actually our first repeat guest on Suns After Dark, Lindsey Smith. Lindsey, how you doing today?
Hello. You know I love a good palate cleanser. You mean I get to talk into the void about shenanigans? Sign me up every time.
Shenanigans surrounded by your tchotchkes behind you. We're just checking off all the Lindsey buzzwords.
Yeah. Let's go, Gerald.
This is the most Lindsey Smith episode ever, and I'm very happy that we're hosting it here.
I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it is going to be fun. Well, we honestly, Lindsey and I will text each other every now and then because we don't get that same day-to-day interaction talking about movies and TV shows anymore. We used to love doing that. So we figured, why not just make a whole podcast about stuff we've been watching recently? So that way Lindsey and I can check that box and all of you can hopefully get some entertainment with some stuff that I'm sure all of you have checked out or considered watching lately. Lindsey, this was the one that you brought up first, actually, when we first started texting about doing this episode. House of the Dragon Season 3.
Yes.
For those of you who are not really tapped in, it's the Game of Thrones spinoff show. I enjoyed Season 3. I'm just kind of curious where you sit, because I see every week it's like getting hammered online for like the differences between the book and the show, and you know the why they chose to do this way and how it's never going to compare to Game of Thrones. I kind of never expected it to, but I'm curious, how are we feeling about House of the Dragon after 3 seasons?
Well, for one, this show really loves taking out children. And I don't know what is going on with this. I feel like every season there's some child who I'm like, why did we have to do that?
Yes.
What did they do? That's not fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that literally started off the entire season that way. And I was like, oh my God, where are we going next? As far as like the whole book show comparison thing, I understand people's frustration with that. As somebody who doesn't read books that will likely get turned into movies,
yeah,
I can't really partake in that conversation because
right.
I'm not reading the like long trilogies
Fire and Blood
and like all these things. Yeah. But I understand why people are upset, but also understanding kind of like the TV space and the movie space, like a lot of things have to change because we're already like 100 seasons in, episodes are an hour long. Like we're starting to get movies that are 3 hours long on a regular basis, which like is fine. But if we followed the book to a T, it'd be like 17 hours long, like the book is. When you look at these books and how long it would actually take to like dictate like audiobook wise, nobody's sitting through a 17-hour long movie of House of Dragons. They're just not. And the amount of money it would take to like make that too would be astronomical.
Yeah, like I haven't read Fire and Blood either, the book that it's based on. And most of Fire and Blood is kind of like a historical recounting from 3 different perspectives. It's not kind of the same as Game of Thrones, which is more like narrative point of view driven. So it's funny because I didn't read the book, obviously, but people will post the differences between what happened in the book and the show. And for some of them, I'm kind of like, why did they change that? That was a lot better in the book. That would have been a lot crazier if they had just kept it the way it was. But I agree with you. There needs to be space for there to be 2 different adaptations. It is kind of sad that like George R.R. Martin was involved with this show. And then he was kind of like Ryan Condal, who's the showrunner. He's like, he's not listening to me anymore. He's not doing any of the stuff. It doesn't even feel like it's my story anymore.
See, like so that side of things is sad. I don't like that. That's kind of sad. Yeah. That's kind of,
there's levels. There's levels to it. Yeah, it's not nice. Like he worked very hard on this and not on Winds of Winter, which I don't think we're ever going to get, poor guy. But okay, so you mentioned the children. There were literal children on the walls of the battlements for that last
Oh my God. Can we talk about that guy? Whoever he's the green,
Ormond. Yeah,
Ormond.
Ormond
Oh my
Hightower.
God. I'm so glad he died. I could not have handled him for longer than like the 3 episodes we got of him this season. I was ready for him to go.
Yes.
Okay. That guy was the worst.
The way that he went out was very funny in terms of the blood spattering in his face and him just like being sick to his stomach from the gore of it all. He
deserved to go.
He did. And just to get flamed alive by the person that he tried to steal away, Ulf.
Like tried to corrupt. I will say, as far as like deaths go, Sir Kristen or Kerr or whatever Cole. His name is, Cole.
Right.
I feel like he deserved a more, it's gonna sound bad, but like he deserved to die in a much more
catastrophic, horrific death.
Yeah, that guy made me so mad for all of these seasons combined, and that was the last thing. Was just like bloop, donezo.
I think everyone hated him.
We deserved a little more.
That's fair. I will say that because I agreed with you on watching it. It kind of, it happened in the first like 5 minutes of the episode or whatever it was. It was there was no like build up to it really. There was no, it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
But I did read someone on Twitter was talking about that, and they were like, for me it was the most fitting death because fuck that guy.
I guess you're not wrong there.
He didn't die with like the glory of a warrior's death that he thought he was going to get. He didn't like get this, go out in a blaze of glory. He was just kind of like talking and then just got shot multiple times. And then that was it for him. So I kind of, as much as I wanted it to hurt more or to be more painful, I am kind of glad that it was just kind of like, nah, bro,
we're done with
you were irrelevant. This is as much time as you deserve to go out.
I mean, I guess when you put it like that, that is true. Like he was expecting, like he thought he was just like this grand old warrior and like whatever. So there is some poetic justice there. I say, yeah.
Right. Are we still Team Rhaenyra? Because she's losing it. She's losing it. She's
okay.
She's gone crazy. Like she's. So and I understand why. She's off her rocker.
Let me get on a soapbox real quick,
okay,
Gerald.
Let's hear it.
I, for the last like 4 years, have done an annual rewatch of Game of Thrones. Why? Okay. I have no idea because it pisses me off every single time about the same stuff. Yeah. Why is it that every woman Targaryen is the crazy Targaryen? Like, why can't we also have a little bit of like the men be a little crazy? Like, I love Daemon. Yeah, but he's not set up as like, oh, he's crazy. Yeah. Whatever. It's more like, oh, it's Daemon. He's just like a badass and like whatever. Right. And I'm like, why can't we just let the girls be a little crazy?
We definitely can. But she is crazy. Like, and it's not just that she's crazy. It's that like she has fallen into the trap that we knew that like the whole thing of power corrupting. That's like the whole point of Game of Thrones. Fair. Like we knew. I will say,
you start off with good intentions and then end up being like, well,
right. The power corrupts you.
Burn it all down.
Yeah, and what you have to do in order to maintain that power. Like these are basic things that we knew were coming. I will say it was kind of annoying to me the way they handled her like meltdown at the end of this season in terms of like what really kind of set her off was finding out that Aemon or Aegon was still alive. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of like, it felt like an overreact. Like obviously that's important and it's big news and it threatens her credibility, but it felt almost like in terms of pushing her over the edge into being a bad ruler or a tyrant or whatever, it felt like that did more driving this season than the death of her actual son. Yeah. Like it showed her torn up about her son, and Emma Darcy is incredible in that scene reacting to, her son being there and being dead. But I felt like that was the point when it was like, it would have been more acceptable for my brain for her to be like, okay, yeah, she's gone over the edge because she lost her son, not, oh, Aegon's still alive. And that's gonna. I mean, it is like death by a thousand cuts, final nail in the coffin type thing. But
Right.
still, it
But
was
but at the same point, like, why is that one sending you over the edge? Like, you were prepared to fight him in the first place. So whether
right.
you thought he was dead by Aemon or his brother, if that's his name, the names are always hard for me to
Aemond,
remember,
yeah, Aemond,
or not, and then he came back, you know what I mean? Like, okay, well then just go fight him like you were prepared to do in the first place. You know, it's
right.
not like it doesn't throw I guess it throws a little bit of a wrench because maybe you thought, oh, we were in the clear on that one, but like just hop on your dragon and go do the thing.
Right, like that's what that's what you were gonna do when you found him anyway. Like, what are we doing
Exactly.
here?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't agree with a lot of the criticism for this season. There are specific things that I'm just kind of like, yeah, that could have been better, or they could have handled it better. I did enjoy it overall.
Same.
I wish that Aemond was more of a foil. Like I felt like they built Aemond up to be this like big bad that was coming, and he
Mm-hmm.
kind of like has just been this weak like character the whole time. Like I thought he was going to challenge his uncle. Like I thought him and Damon were going to go head to head at some point, and they still
Yeah.
probably can. It's still in the cards, but it was at least it gave us the Aegon like slap, and then I'm alive. Like that was the best line read of the year for me. Like that was so funny, and then he imbecile. Like it was such a
Such a
good
fun
line.
character though, because he is such an idiot,
Yeah.
but he's so funny, like unintentionally funny. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
do appreciate him from that perspective. But yeah, I
Yeah.
was expecting more from Eamon, but I guess when you get caught up in some sorcery with a
Yeah.
little lady you're shacking up with,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you know, girls gotta
Another
do what a girl's
little,
gotta do. She's just trying to
another,
get her castle.
yeah, another like very old witch who looks still in her 30s. Like good for
I
them.
was glad that they kind of give us a little bit of her backstory with that because I was kind
Mm,
of curious, like, because
what
obviously
her
we
deal
saw with
was.
Damon last season and her. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to know more about what her deal was. Is she like the start of like the Red Woman from Game of Thrones or something? I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't
I
know
do
because
like a little bit of magic in there. It's fun.
she hasn't because her thing is more so being like the cursed as far as what happened with her son.
Hmm.
And they haven't brought up the I forgot what the god was that the red woman, the red priestess worshipped.
Yeah, I
Night
don't know.
the
Fire
night is
God,
dark and
something
full of
like that.
terrors, that
Yeah.
whole thing. But yeah, no, I apparently in the book they don't give much insight into
Mm,
who Alice is, so that was cool. Anything else from season 3? I wish that these episodes were or these seasons were 10 episodes long.
I
8,
agree.
it feels too truncated, and like season 2 was really good, but it went out on a very anticlimactic note. It basically set up the battle that started this season. That would have been an awesome episode 9 of last season, and then the second episode was also very good. That could have been the finale. I feel like we're being shortchanged the narrative flow here, even though this season actually ended with a real battle and actual action happening. I feel like 10 seasons would do it well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where that started, like who decided that 8 episodes was sufficient, but we need to get away from that and go back to a nice ending
Nice
point of
10.
10 at least. At least. I think
Especially since we have to wait like 2 years in between each season,
exactly. That's like the other
so
part. It's like, come on. I know it costs a lot of money. I know you guys are busy, but like chop chop.
right. And this is Game of Thrones, like you guys are making bank on
Yes,
this
exactly.
regardless,
I do
but
hope, again, as just somebody who has no clue what the
mhm,
ending is going to be like, haven't read the books, haven't looked into anything. Loki
mhm.
kind of want Damon to be like the winner of it all. Like
Yeah.
he pisses me off, but also
Mhm.
like it kind of makes sense that if we're talking about like the downfall of the Targaryens in general, like he'd be perfect for that because he's a
Yeah.
little bit crazy. He wants like world domination, and that
Mhm.
ultimately should be the downfall of it all.
Right.
But
No,
I have
he's
no idea what's coming, and don't spoil it.
no, I won't because I know some things that will happen, but I don't know like who wins or who survive. Honestly, most of them are probably going to die because like
Yeah.
this is the end of the Targaryen dynasty pretty much.
Hmm.
Until Dany comes back around, 100 years later, whatever it is. So I'm
And then
guessing
Jon
most
Snow
people are going to
kills
die.
her.
Yes. I mean, look, we can't get into the mistakes of how they handled Danny in those last 2 seasons because they were terrible. I will say, up until the point where the books stopped existing, they did a great job of adapting them. And then once they ran out of material, just went to hell in a handbasket. But
yeah,
that's neither here nor there.
I will continue watching it though. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. It's a very good show. Even like I don't understand the people that are like, I'm done with this show. It sucks. Like it definitely doesn't suck. It's just it was never going to measure up to Thrones in its prime. So I don't know. One show that I did really like even more actually than this season of House of the Dragon, and I think it's been a lot of people's surprise show, is Widow's Bay on Apple TV. With Matthew Rice. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but if you watched The Americans, he's in that as well, and he's really great in that. And I feel like I knew the show would be right up your alley. I hope that you actually liked it, because this is the first I'm getting your feedback. But like, it's a great mix of just like funny humor and suspense / spooky without being too scary, because I know for you like that sweet spot.
There's like a middle ground. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of Widow's Bay?
No, I really liked it. I binged it, I think, in like one weekend. No surprise. Like, I'm really good at binging things.
Right.
I like that it has like you said, a good mix of like comedic relief, but also a lot of the spooky, but nothing too crazy. Spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen it and you plan on watching, maybe skip ahead a minute. I am very curious to see the second season, because obviously we found out Homie was just alive in the coffin below the city, which I might be a little still confused about.
What's down there?
Yeah, like why maybe I just need to rewatch it again.
So we don't really know, because we haven't seen whatever that entity is that's feeding on these people. Did he die
when they took him out to the ocean? Was that official or was it implied?
Oh yeah. So the original guy whose bloodline they were trying to track, he did die when they took him out to the ocean. So he's dead, but he had made a pact with something evil
that was on the island.
To protect the settlement or whatever. That thing has required tribute or sacrifice over the years, and so that's the thing that got that guy that was down in that creepy room near the end of the finale. And so that's why the hurricane stopped. But then at the very end, you hear the bell tolling multiple times. It was like 7 or 8 more times. So now in season 2, they're gonna have to figure out, how do we give up 7 or 8 people to this thing? Do we
just take out again, spoiler alert, the remaining descendant? Right, exactly.
Yeah, so that I'm sure I know which way Matthew Reese's character is going to go, who, by the way, is fantastic in this. He is so like, he's a great actor when he needs to be, which if you watch The Americans is no surprise, but like, I didn't realize how funny he could be. Like, there's that gif of when he's on the boat and it lurches and he just like falls and he like makes this Looney Tunes face.
I'll have to look this up. I feel like seeing it on repeat would be hilarious.
It's one of those like blink if you missed it type moments, because you're just kind of like in suspense and waiting for something scary to happen. But it's so funny, the face that he makes when the boat like lurches to the side and he falls out of his chair.
That's funny.
Yeah, and the rest of the cast is really funny too.
You know who I really like? I like the old lady that he's just like so upset with the entire series, being like the one who has all the information that you're actively looking for. Yes. And she's just like so like nonchalant about it, like whatever, you know.
Wait, are you talking? So are you talking about the one that he was going to poison, or are you talking about the one that was like walking him through the genealogy?
Well, both of them, but I was talking about the one he was gonna poison.
Okay, yeah. She's
because she's just like a thorn in his side the whole time. Right. But she like has some of the answers and is also one of the keys to like understanding all of this. And I just love her. Like, I don't care. I know I'm a thorn in your side, and I'm just gonna continue to be that, because why not?
Right. And she's in that whole like build up to like him grappling with having to kill her. And her just being like, you know, getting her run in, and like she's very active, like she runs up the stairs all sprightly, like.
And he thought she was like on her last leg.
Right.
Poor thing.
Yeah, and then I honestly I wasn't expecting the twist of her being the grandmother to his son and the whole
Yeah.
descendant thing. I thought that was well handled as well, on top of everything else. I will say it was it was very on brand for the cop to come in and just shoot somebody, but I will say it was kind of like, I'm looking at that cop differently now moving forward, because like he was supposed to be kind of the,
Level-headed one.
yeah, level-headed, righteous, kind of reasonable person, and he just came in and shot an old lady to save his son. I get to a certain extent, but for the rest of the show, I'm gonna be keeping you off to the side a little bit, my guy, because you just came in and shot an old lady.
Well, and also, if he was willing to go that hard to end the bloodline, then when he finds out that it's the son, he's
Hmm.
like, we're gonna have
Yeah,
some issues.
yeah, he might wind up being a villain of sorts in season 2, or at least an antagonist, if he finds out that that's kind of what's going on. I do need to give a shout out to, I can't remember the character's name now, but she's the one, Patricia, um,
You're gonna have to give me more.
the
You know,
one
I'm terrible
who
with names.
throws the party, and she's like
Oh
awkward.
yeah,
Yes, and Kato
I love
Flynn is the one
her.
who plays her. She is hilarious. Like, she is so funny.
That party scene and
Mm,
then the reveal of what was
yeah,
actually happening was
yeah.
fantastic because I
That
did
was
not see that coming.
No, I didn't either. I knew that like the book was probably, that she was consulting was probably bad, but like that first shot where they're like dancing in the circle and it's going, the camera's panning around, and then it just like shows everybody with their mouths like that.
Hmm.
I was like, whoa, oh
That
shit.
was a really good episode. I
It
really
was.
enjoyed the kind of trickery there.
Yeah.
That got me good, and I was like, "Oh, look at
Yeah.
you at Obey. Okay, okay."
That that was hilarious, or that was hilarious, but also like very jarring, especially when
Mhm.
shit hit the fan. And then the one where the killer is like chasing her through the different neighborhoods, that
Yeah.
part was so funny, and she's like trying to use the gas pump to set him on fire. Like, that whole sequence was so funny. She's really good in that role. I love her.
She is. She's also a really good character because she's like
Mhm.
she's very lovable, I think.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Mhm.
people can relate to like everyone being mad at her in the town and she feels ostracized and then it's like
Mhm.
and she finally admits to like all the things and
Mhm.
I don't know, I really liked her character. She might be one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah,
I
and she's
completely
so,
forgot about her until you brought it up
yeah.
though, but that's just because I watched it like 2 months ago.
Right. Right. And you're right about her being super relatable. Like the scene where she sets herself this nice placemat and she gets all ready for dinner and she opens the container and it's not what she ordered at all. And she's like furious, but she like calls and leaves a very nice, aggressive like voicemail. Like,
I'm really
I don't,
sorry to bother you,
yeah,
but
I don't want anyone to get punished. I just want them to know that they made a mistake. So
yes,
they learn from it.
exactly.
Like, sometimes that's me, sometimes it's not at all, but sometimes that's very much me.
Yes. When
Yeah,
it
she's
comes to
very,
food, absolutely.
yes, very
Ugh.
relatable. Also, I love that Stephen Root is in this, the guy with the, well, he doesn't have glasses in this, but the guy who is trying to convince the mayor to like listen to his warnings about it. When he, that episode with the sea hag, like,
Oh, yeah, the old guy. I just looked him
yes,
up. Yeah,
yes.
I like
The
him.
line read of where he like sings this whole piratey song to try and explain what the sea hag's gonna do, and Matthew Reeves is like, "What?" He's like, "She climbs on you and sits on your face." Like, I was losing it. That also might be one of my favorite line reads of the
Oh
year,
my
because
gosh. I
it's
like
just,
him a lot. He's a great actor.
he
I feel like I
is.
like him in everything I've seen him in.
Did you ever watch Barry?
Yeah, some parts of it I
Yes.
did, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
Barry, he's great in Barry, and that's another one you should probably go back and finish if you didn't, because that's one of my favorite. It's very dark, but it's also like it'll
Yeah.
throw in a random joke at the perfect time that you're just like, okay,
I
that's
do
funny.
feel like this show did a really good job of
Hmm.
balancing out like the seriousness, the spookiness, and then the comedy in it. Like
Yeah,
it was a good balance of all of them. And I think all of it kind of hit. None of it felt like overly cheesy or planned or whatever.
yeah. No, it was really good. It was one of my favorite shows of the year so far, for sure. Um, Anything else that we're forgetting about Widow's Bay? Because if you haven't watched it, honestly, Apple TV has a really good lineup of shows these
Yeah, I
days.
kind of forgot about Apple TV, to be
Hmm.
completely honest with you, and I have been watching a few things on it recently. Because is Apple TV the same one that has oh shoot, it's a show
Shrinking.
slash movie that's been redone many, 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 many times over the last couple of decades. It's got that doggone it. Now I'm gonna have to look it
Is
up.
it the one with
It's like a
Javier
spooky.
Bardem?
Yes, that one.
Did you
What's
watch
it
Cape
called?
Fear?
Cape
Cape Fear.
Fear. Yes,
Did you watch that?
yes, yeah. I like
He
Apple TV
carried
has
it.
some good ones. Oh, totally. I will say that one kind of dragged a little bit. Like there were 3
Mhm.
episodes where I was like, "All right, can we like I
Move
get
it
it.
up.
He's stalking, he's creeping, he's doing all the
Mm.
things, but like nothing's actually happening."
The whole stuff with the kids did not move me at all. It was like it was very hard to sit through most of it. But every time Javier Bardem was on screen, I was like mesmerized. He's so good
Yeah.
at that.
I like him. But as a whole, like I wasn't mad that I watched it. Like
No, me
I was
neither.
satisfied. But I will say like that series could have been 8
Yes,
instead of
that
10.
could have it could
And
have.
then I
And
think
it
it would have been much better.
well, because I think it was adapting. Well, I can't remember if the movie is based on a book, but yeah, the movie came first. Obviously, Robert De Niro was in that. I think. Yeah, it was like I said, I didn't regret watching it. I feel like Amy Adams kind of phoned it in a little bit, or maybe I just wasn't on board with her accent. I couldn't really tell. And it did get like ridiculous beyond belief at a few points, but
Yeah.
I had fun with it. It was
I did, yeah. It kept you kind of on the edge of your seat, and I really enjoyed like the old school feeling music and
yeah.
like the
Yes.
pop-ups on the screen when it would like when Cape Fear would show up and
Yeah.
then a few
Hmm.
things in it to transition. I did like that. That felt a little nostalgic to me, and
It
I liked
did. It's very Spielberg, who I think was an executive producer on
it.
this.
Hmm.
And it felt like it kind of captured that. I don't want to say whimsy, but just getting caught up in being at the movies, or that experience of watching something dramatic and it having the dramatic music, even if it's a little cheesy. I like that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Um, but yeah, no, Apple TV has some good ones. Shrinking is another one of my favorites that's on there.
I
Totally
haven't
different type
watched
of
that
show.
yet.
You should. I think you would like it. It does get a little cheesy. But it's not like as cheesy as Ted Lasso, even though it's some of the same people.
See, and I
Ted
haven't gone
Lasso.
into Ted Lasso either, and I know everyone talks about it and how great it is, but I
Mm,
think maybe it's just like this is gonna sound weird maybe to some
what?
people. I don't really like the happy-go-lucky style show.
No, that's well. So that's the thing is like that's
I don't
part of
know,
its
is it
appeal, but it's also
weird?
part of what turns people off from it. Is it's like too cheesy. Like it lays it on a little
Yeah.
thick at certain points. I think season 1 is very good. Season 2 is good. Season 3 I did not like. Season 4, which just started up, they rebooted it when everyone thought the show was done. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. I've been surprised because I came into it expecting to be disappointed, and it's been
Yeah.
better because he's the coach of the women's team, which is fun. Um, but yeah, we'll see how season 4 turns out. I don't know if it would be up your alley. I think
I
Shrinking
don't
might be
think so.
closer. I think you might enjoy Shrinking, but I don't know. Ted Lasso might be too cheesy for you.
Yeah. But like I understand why people love it, and I'm
Mhm.
not hating on it.
Yeah,
It's just not meant for me. I'm not the
right.
target audience. Yeah,
Teach their own. Yeah.
that's all.
Did you before we move on, because I think because I know I feel like I know the type of stuff you would be interested in based on all the shows and movies we've talked about over the years. Did you ever watch Servant on Apple TV?
I don't think so.
Okay, that
Is
one's
it
a
good?
creepy. Yes, it's very
Okay.
good. It's creepy. It's up your alley. I think the one thing that you won't like is that things aren't fully ever explained until like the end. Um,
Okay.
but I feel like Servant would be right up your, and I think it's an M. Night Shyamalan
Oh,
executive
yeah, it
produced
is. I
type
just
thing.
looked it up.
Yeah. And
Okay.
the main actress in that is really good. I feel like her name is, it's something weird. It's like Nell Tiger Free or something like that, but she's really good in that.
Yeah, I just like a little bit of suspense, a little bit of spooky, a little bit of like, let me see if I can figure this out,
Yeah.
but also
You'll,
not put too much effort into figuring it out because I want to be surprised.
yeah, it never feels like too overwhelming as far as like, because like there are shows or movies where they like lay all these different breadcrumbs that it feels like
Hmm.
homework to try and piece it together.
Yeah.
this one has a mystery, and you obviously want to figure out what's going on, but it's not as extensive. And Ronald Weasley from Harry Potter is in it as
We
comic
love
relief, which is
Ronald
great. Yeah,
Weasley.
Rupert Grint, he's great. Okay, so let's switch gears to movies a little bit, because there have been a lot of good ones that have come out this summer. I've been enjoying it, and especially with a kid, being able to take 2 hours to the movies. God bless my wife for giving me that time, because I needed to reset, and I love going to the movies anyway. Let's start with the movie of the year for me. I really want to get your thoughts on this, because I loved it. I don't know if you loved it, but the Odyssey was awesome for me. It is a little long, but
It's super long.
it didn't feel like it was long. Did it feel long to you?
Yeah, but no, not the movie itself. It's just like, okay, because
just the time sitting there.
Yeah, like, because I saw it in theaters at the IMAX theater here at Tempe Marketplace. If I'm gonna watch a 3-hour movie that's built for IMAX, I'm gonna go watch it at the IMAX theater, right? And that theater is old, so it's not like those comfy bougie seats where you get like a little tray and all that stuff. It's just like your classic movie theater,
right?
Which is not terrible, don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
it just feels long when you're sitting down for 3 hours just watching a show.
For sure.
I think that's why I like TV shows more than movies, because like there's built-in breaks. So if I just need to like 5 minutes get up and stretch my legs or something, it's not a big deal. But I loved the Odyssey, surprisingly. I thought the visual effects were fantastic. That beach graveyard scene, where they get on the beach and then all of like the zombies come out, was amazing. Big fan of that. Homie with the long hair and the big black helmet was so cool looking. Somebody should do him for Halloween.
Agamemnon?
I don't know who it was. Like I don't know anything about like this whole like Greek mythology and all this stuff. Like I'm not in the mix on it.
You didn't read the Odyssey in like high school?
No, I don't remember that. Everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, it was mandatory reading in high school." Well, maybe not in Syracuse. I don't remember it at all.
Maybe not in 49th in the state education, right? Arizona.
It's not my fault. They failed me. They left me behind, Gerald.
And I'm allowed to say that because I'm pretty sure New Mexico, where I grew up, was like 48th or 50th. So we're right there.
But yeah, either that or it was required reading. And, I just decided to skim the book and Cliff Notes it and then, BS my way through it, which that's a very likely possibility too. I have no clue.
That could have happened.
It very well could have happened. But yeah, I had no real information in it because like I don't dislike that, but it wasn't something that's on like my like special interest list or anything to kind of dive deep into. Sure. But even going in kind of without a lot of information, I still enjoyed the story. I thought it was pretty neat. There's a lot of metaphors in there that I think are really important just in general to the individual and society as a whole. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. I kind of wish that we had a little bit more, and this is probably just because I don't know a lot. When the son goes to the brother of the guy with the helmet who did die, I wish I got a little bit more backstory there as far as like, wait, why did somebody kill him when he came home? What's the situation with the wife? I think the wife was just pissed because he sacrificed the son, right? The kid. That was really the big thing.
Yes.
I could have used like 10 more minutes on that.
Okay.
But as a whole, I really liked it. I also could have used like maybe 5 more minutes on the sirens. I wanted a little bit more on that.
Yeah, I thought so. The siren scene was incredible. Yeah. I agree with you on. So I think in the novel, or the epic poem, whatever you want to call it, from Homer, when Agamemnon, the king with that's constantly aura farming, when he came home, his wife had taken on a lover, and so they plotted to kill him.
Okay.
So this happened, he was gone for 10 plus years or whatever, probably going to happen. Which is why it's like it's funny because in the book, like Odysseus has multiple women that he like hooks up with on the way home. Like,
he was hanging out on the beach with what's her face.
Yes, with Calypso, and that was more. I think it was more consensual in the book, if I remember. Like, not that it wasn't, but it she was feeding him the plant to help him forget a little bit.
Yeah. It's a
you
little
know,
questionable for
a
sure.
little bit. Like you want the person that you're with to forget their ex naturally, maybe not
Yeah.
forcibly, but it's a little moral conundrum there. But I'm pretty sure he hooks up with the witch Cersei in the book as well.
Okay, that scene was so cool. And
It
then when
was.
I went and saw, I don't know, my phone is tracking me, of course, because after I went and saw
Sure.
it, I got all the like interviews and whatnot, and
Inside.
they were
Yeah.
talking about how that was all like real sculpture
Practical.
animatronic stuff.
Yeah.
That was
Mhm.
cool. I
Yeah.
never like, I'm impressed. Kudos to them on
That's
that one.
that's part of why this is my movie of the year so far, and maybe Dune Part 3 beats it at the end of the year, but like the way that they went about shooting this, the way that they were on location in all these crazy places that no one had ever shot before, like Matt Damon,
Mhm.
I'm sure you saw, he said that like any one of the places that they shot would have been the hardest shot to get that he's ever done in his career. And then on top of that, they're shooting with these IMAX cameras that they had to build a whole new thing because IMAX cameras are loud.
Yeah.
So they had to build these big boxes to put over them, and they only get like 3 minutes of film at a time to work with. Like that's just the level of care as an artist that went into it is insane to me. Like the Cyclops, they built that was practical effects as well for the most part. So like
Which
it's
I
insane
will
what they got.
say, like, why I'm kind of willing to go and watch these 3-hour movies and
Mm-hmm.
sit in a movie theater and do it is because I do want them to be successful because
Mm-hmm.
AI should not be in the movie scene in any capacity. And so when
Ever.
you really dive into how incredible all of these type of IMAX movies are, um, just like the amount of work and just craftsmanship behind the scenes and the amount of people who are actually like doing this,
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be successful because I want people to be like, oh, well, if we keep doing this, then we'll keep making money.
You're right.
And if you put out some AI slot movie, I will absolutely never watch that.
Yep.
Like, only give me the good stuff because these people deserve the recognition for the amount of work and the
Mm-hmm.
skills that they are learning and perfecting for this type of
Absolutely.
stuff.
No, I totally agree, and it's nice to see that kind of love for the craft, and then see it be reciprocated by I think it's now the highest box office take for a rated R movie ever. It beat Deadpool and Wolverine,
Yeah.
which I love Deadpool and Wolverine too, but like this is the level of care that went into this and adapting one of the greatest stories ever told, and the way that they pulled it
Mhm.
off, and not just pulled it off, but like you said, some of the themes that are relevant to today that they incorporated and switched it up a little bit. Like the whole sequence of when it finally gets to the last part of the fall of Troy and him telling that story of why he didn't want to come home because of the guilt of what he had kind of unleashed on the world.
Like he broke
Um,
like the
the
like just
pact.
like yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like you took it to a place that it should have never been taken to, and I do
Right.
like that. That
And
that makes you kind of think and
yeah.
hits
And
you hits you in the feels a little bit.
it does, and it's totally applicable to today, and it's like Zendaya's only on screen for maybe like 5 minutes, and she just absolutely rocked that one scene. Like, it was incredible. And the whole third act, like from the point that he gets home to the end,
Hmm.
when John Leguizamo, who's great in
I
this,
like
asks
him.
him,
Yeah, I love John. I can't say
he's
his last
great.
name, but I love him in
Yes.
everything.
Oh yeah, and he was really good in this. I hadn't seen too many movies of him in a dramatic role, but like he was good
Hmm.
in this. But when he asked like bringing vengeance and Matt Damon's like bringing it all, I'm like, oh, and then the music kicks it, like that was so fucking cool. Like
It
that
was a
was
really, and then all I'm speaking of like Zendaya, just in general, this it had so many like so much star power in this
it did.
movie, even for just like very small
Hmm.
moments in time throughout it. I was kind of impressed with how many people they had in this movie that were like big, huge stars.
Right. Like Lupita Nyong'o is Helen of Troy, and she's great in that role.
Hmm.
The chuds can kick rocks, honestly. All the outrage over her and over Elliot Page being in it. And Elliot Page was fantastic too.
Yeah.
Um it's
And was
hard to
only
pick
in
a
it for like
favorite.
7 minutes. Like some of them
Yeah,
were only like 7 or 8 minutes of this 3-hour movie, which is kind of crazy.
right. And like it's hard to pick a favorite performance. I would probably just have to go Matt Damon because at no point watching it was I like, that's Matt Damon. The whole time I was like that's Odysseus. I feel like
Yeah.
that was probably the best performance of his career, and he's been in so many good movies. So that's saying
Mhm.
quite a lot.
And then what's his face from Twilight? What's his name?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. God, I will say, like, he did a really good job of making me hate him.
He
I
did.
hated him so much.
He
Oh
was
my
fantastic.
goodness.
And now we have that indelible meme. Someone get these beggars out of here.
I know, right?
There were some
I
good
will say
memes as well.
the like nail, like whatever they used for like the draft or whatever, when he dropped it on the plate, that was like oh shoot,
Yeah.
it's about to go down.
Yeah,
That was a fun moment.
That whole thing with as soon as he plucked the bow and everything, and the way that incorporated the bow every time into the musical score was awesome. And Tom Holland, I got to give a shout out to Tom Holland because a lot of people have been giving him grief over his
Okay,
acting.
I'm
thought he
mad
was
at
good.
him, but not as an actor. I'm mad at his character. So you give him flowers first, and then I will yell at his character second.
So I feel like the criticism has been that like, oh, people were acting circles around him, or oh, he kind of comes off as pathetic. Like when he yells, "The feast is done," like it comes off as like that's a little boy kind of. That's the point of his character. That's what he was trying to do. And I feel like the movie doesn't work as well without that scene where the dog recognizes its master has come home and Tom Holland makes the connection and he kind of gets that like tear in his eye. Like that whole scene just like sets up what's about to come. It's perfect. I thought he was great in it, actually.
Well, yeah, and especially if like the character is supposed to be very boyish and like not even remotely close to what his father is, then he hit the nail on the head there. But as my beef with it is that character of being boyish and not even close to your father low key pisses me off because what do you mean? That's your dad. And you also had like the same guy who was helping your dad learn to fight. You were hanging out with on the cliff or on the mountaintops, learning to fight from him too. And then when the fight scene goes down, you can't even take on one dude.
He did.
And you can't even take on, but barely. And it took him like 17 hours to do it. I'm just like, bro, you are literally royalty who was given all the access to all the training and all the things. And you're over here struggling with one guy who's technically, isn't he like a servant too? Who probably has nothing to be able to like help him along on that side of things. I was just like, bro, get it together. Your dad's out here fighting for his life and you can't even help him by dropping an arrow. Come on.
Look, he's not the most skilled nepo baby that we've ever seen.
I was like, your mom's right. You did not deserve to rule. Sorry.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Anne Hathaway, how good she is in this. She's phenomenal in this as well.
I liked her. Some people were mad at her for something, and I don't really get it. I don't know. They didn't like her acting in certain things, but I was okay with it.
No, I thought she was great. I think it's that one dramatic scene where she kind of like flies off the rails the whole I want Odysseus, but like I thought it was phenomenally acted. So that's just me. But that's my movie of the year so far. When I rate these movies, I don't give like 10 stars to pretty much anything. Because I don't know that there's a perfect movie or a perfect TV show, but this is as close as you're gonna get from me.
I liked it.
And seeing it in IMAX, really, I mean, that's if you're gonna go see a movie in IMAX, that's one to do it because every boat scene was just absolutely insane. The sound was so loud.
So everyone was saying that. Maybe I'm just a little hard of hearing from spending so much time inside like really loud places, but I didn't feel like it was so loud that it took away from the experience. I felt like it was the right amount of loud for the situations that were happening.
Yeah.
But again, maybe I got old man ears.
Maybe. I mean, that would be good news if you ever do come across the sirens. You won't hear their song at all.
There we go. I'm good.
Okay, let's switch gears before we get out of here to the two horror movies that I feel like a lot of people have been talking about over the summer, or at least over the last couple months. Obsession and Backrooms. Let's start with Backrooms because I know that you probably didn't like it, and I didn't think you would, because you're the type of person that needs things explained and tidied up by the end, correct?
Yeah, I just feel like if you're gonna write a movie or a show, like you got to write the ending to it as well. Like it's why do I have to do the work of interpreting what your ending is? Just tell me what your ending is, you know? Like, geez.
Right. Okay, so
I didn't love it for that reason. And I also will give it the benefit of the doubt. I don't know the lore behind Backrooms. I wasn't there when it took off on the internet and just like all
Mhm.
the things that kind of came with that. And so
Sure.
maybe if I was there for all of that leading up to it, I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't hate it though. Like
Yeah.
it's not something that I'd be like, ew, no, never watch that. It was just kind of like it was an okay movie for me.
Yeah, I liked it, because I give a little bit more leeway in terms of ambiguous endings and that sort of thing. I do also think it was funny to see people, because there were two sides of the coin after it came out. There were people who were saying that it was over explained and it was nowhere near as, um,
Well, then maybe I'm
open
dumb
to
because I still don't
interpretation.
feel like it
Well,
was over.
that's kind of my reaction, is like I feel like watch a lot of movies, and I also didn't know a lot about the lore behind it. I feel like it was probably people that did know about the lore, or people who were like
Hmm.
major film critics who were on that side. And then there were people who were like, I don't get it. I don't understand at all what happened.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like in the middle. I feel like I got it, but I also could see how it would be hard to just it's not as accessible as something like Obsession. Like Obsession is pretty straightforward in terms of
Hmm.
its themes or moral of the story, whatever, or
Yeah.
just explaining what happened. Um I thought it was good. I think the concept of just like taking empty spaces and turning into something terrifying is really unique, and I thought it was well done.
It
Um
definitely got you like spooked at moments. So
mhm.
it hit the nail on the head with that, the creepy vibe.
Yeah. And I feel like there's like my takeaways were in terms of like obviously when he basically admitted he didn't want to do the work on himself and continue going through therapy or whatever, because he liked
Hmm.
being in those back rooms, and then that's when his worst self came out and just ate him or killed him or whatever. I can't even remember what happened. I feel like there's easy to take things away from it, but it's a lot more subjective and open to interpretation than I think some people want in a horror movie.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly where I'm at with it. Somebody did say on the internet, um, they don't think it was specifically created or written to
Mhm,
be a metaphor for AI.
mhm.
But if you look at it from the lens of a metaphor for AI, it is
Right.
kind of a more interesting movie in that sense. And in that you have this back room that basically is a replica of real life, but everything's a
Mhm.
little off and a little like shittier
Right.
and not and not as great, and then it'll
Right.
try to kill you in the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, if you look at it like that, then
Right.
yeah, that kind of makes it a little more fun. But I don't think that was the intention of the movie at all.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a fun way of looking at it, just to add a little more substance if you were missing that from the movie, I guess.
No, and I think there is something to that. I think, like you said, I don't think that's what it was expressly written to be about, but it is, making a copy of a copy of a copy, and it comes
Yeah,
out worse each time, and it's
right.
based on real life, but it's distorted and it's not real. Well, it's horrifying because it's not real art, that type of thing. Like there's
Hmm.
something to that for sure. And there's a couple other things that I've read about that made it a little more interesting, but it is one of those movies that I think if you're a person that likes to watch a movie and then read a bunch of stuff about it, and you enjoy kind of that whole process, you'll like it. But if you're just a person that's like, I'm going to watch this movie, I'm not going to think about it afterwards unless it's really good, you're probably not going to be inclined to dive into what the hell did I just
Yeah, it's
watch.
definitely worth waiting for it to just come out on a streaming site you already pay for and not rent it.
Yeah.
If that's your vibe, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Obsession. I'm guessing you liked Obsession
I
more.
did. Obsession was super fun, and I
It's
wouldn't
great.
I think I've told you this before, but one of my favorite things to do with movies these days is to just go in completely blind.
Mhm.
Like, I had not heard anything about Obsession. Like, I know that one scene in the restaurant where she was like, "No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no." Like, that went viral before the movie,
Uh-huh.
came out, but I hadn't even seen that. So I
Okay.
went in completely blind, and I did the same last year when we were talking about, like, Weapons and all those other
Yeah.
movies that popped off.
Mhm.
Uh, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like I had
Yeah.
a really good time with it, and especially since it was like a I don't know what the exact budget was, but like a lower budget in the sense that like they all kind of put up their own money and time and stuff to create this movie. I thought they did a really good job. All the cat shenanigans was kind of insane.
Yeah.
And
Yes, it
somebody on
was.
the internet was like, "Oh, well, I think that when the wish was made, Nikki was what was possessing Nikki was the actual
Was the
cat,
cat.
and the cat is obsessed with the owner, and like all,
Mhm.
and then it was like she's in the corner, kind of like a cat being
Yeah.
weird,
Mhm.
and that made it even more fun for me
Yeah.
because I was like, this is kind of interesting and a weird take on all of the spooky horror stuff.
Mhm.
No, but and then like peeing in the house when she's mad.
Mhm.
Like the whole cat connection, I didn't
Yeah.
get that during the actual watch. It was more
Mhm.
like stuff I saw afterwards, but I kind of love it. It's
No,
weird.
I like that tie-in. There's obviously holes that you could poke in it because, like,
Sure.
a cat would do that if they're angry. She was just kind of like staring at the door, smiling while peeing down her leg. So, like, but I really love this, and Indy Navarrete is
She did a great job.
fantastic. She is like amazing. She makes the movie wouldn't work without her, I don't think,
Mm-mm.
or someone of her caliber in this performance. And I'm happy that I'm sure you saw she's going to be in
Yeah.
X-Men. And people were giving her shit for doing that. Like, I'm sorry, she got underpaid for this movie that blew up, and now she's going to get
Wait,
generational
why
wealth.
are they
Like,
mad that she's going to be an X-Men? I didn't
there
get it.
because there are pockets of film Twitter that look down on Marvel and superhero
Oh,
projects, and they're like, it's not real movies or not real cinema or whatever. And I get the argument to an extent, but like, she just secured generational wealth from
yeah.
doing a indie horror, like,
And
and
also, of
knocking it out
all
of the
of the
park.
superhero movies, X-Men is by far the best.
Oh yeah, X-Men's
Like
phenomenal.
in
I hope
like
they don't botch it. I hope they do well, but like,
yeah.
it's
Like
great.
I've always loved X-Men, but I've never gotten into like any of the other things.
Yeah, no,
Like
X-Men's awesome.
anything. Yeah.
And X-Men, the casting for it so far appears to be pretty good. I think people were just expecting her to play a different character.
Mm.
Um, but whatever. Like,
He'll
yeah,
get over it.
she's great in this. She makes the movie. Like, she also gave my wife or any girlfriend or wife out there tons of ammo to use to freak out their
Yes.
partner at any
The
given
threat
moment.
of just like standing in the
Yeah.
corner at 3 a.m. and then like slowly trying to make you wake up just to see me there. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Standing
so
there with
creepy.
flower. My wife did that the night after the night, well, because I had seen it by myself in theaters, and then I watched it with her at home, and she like picked up a plant or something like in front of her face and was like moving around.
That's
Like, with
so
it.
funny.
Was
I
like,
love that.
stop it, no. And yeah, the obvious one, the whole stay. That one cracked me up. It's very funny, and it's also very brutal at certain points, but it's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I
it's
thought it was really good and well done. And I hate Bear. Bear is the worst character of them all.
he's the
Like,
villain.
there is, and I feel like there was a time there where people were like, is Bear actually the villain? And I was like, yes.
Yes.
What do
he
you
is the
mean
villain.
is Bear the villain? What do you mean?
He took
Of
away her
course.
will, and
then knew he did it, but didn't want to do anything about it.
that's called rape. Like, that's what he did. Like, it's if you watch that movie and you don't see Bear as the villain, that's a red
We
flag
have
for me.
questions.
It's a red. We have some follow-up discussions we need to have.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
he's very, and there's not plausible deniability that like, oh, he didn't know that she was like, he made the call, he heard her screaming in the background, and then she literally asked him to kill her, to like put her out of her misery, to give her autonomy back, and his response is, would it really be so bad to be with me? Like,
yes.
Bro, now that you say that, yes, it would.
Yes, it would. Absolutely.
Given what you're willing to do here.
I do like the supporting cast too. Like, they all kind of had their own moments within the show. Bless Homegirl's heart. What a terrible way to go out.
I know.
The friend
that
at the end.
Because it has the jump scare, right, of her crashing through the window, and then it just has the horror of her getting her face smashed into a brick to the point of like over the top, like slapstick.
That
almost.
one kind of caught me off guard because I didn't think it was gonna, like, I thought it was more like a psychological horror movie, not any like gore in it. And then they're like, nah, we'll throw this in for you.
Oh yeah,
just a little bit here.
those last like 20, 25 minutes, it really ratchets things up
It
there
did, yeah.
because I knew she was gonna wreck their little car rendezvous, which again, if you're Bear, questionable judgment to leave this person who is clearly not right in the
Going through
head,
some shit.
meet up with this other girl that she has a problem with at 3 a.m. Like, come on, bro, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like, you killed her. You killed her too.
So totally, yeah, absolutely, exactly. So Bear is the bad guy in all of this for so many different reasons.
Bear is the worst, yes.
Especially because in the very beginning of the movie, like she literally opened the door for you. All you had to do was walk through and
Yeah.
tell her how you felt, and you couldn't even be bothered to do that because you're
Yep.
such a little wussy.
Mm-hmm.
But the ending. So I feel like there was a little bit of ambiguity at the ending of this, but this is the type of ending that I feel like is fine. Like you can leave it up to interpretation with, because some people were saying that she got out of it because he died, but then some people were saying they heard another wishing thing break and they thought maybe she wished that he would die or that she would die or something, and then it was her wish coming true.
So what happened?
I was okay with that.
So what happened was he was gonna go in there and kill himself, but he couldn't do that because again, wuss. So he backed out of committing suicide, even though it would have set her free. And then you hear the one wish Willow break that she breaks. What she wished for was for him to love her as much as she loved him, or something around that, because he kind of like gets up, he leaves in a trance, they're all lovey-dovey for a minute.
And
But
then
because
he loved her so much.
Right, so he had ingested the pills, and he
Right.
was going to make himself throw up, but because the one wish Willow snapped, he forgot about that and just went out there, and so he did die, because he had ingested all those pills. And at that point, once he died, then it was broken for her, the one wish Willow that he had done to her. So that's the order of events at the end there that kind of makes it all make sense, because she wanted him to love her. He was going to kill himself, so she made the wish, and he was about to save himself from committing suicide but didn't, and then died.
Okay, yeah. Now that you've like order of operations, I do kind of remember all of those little things.
Yeah,
but like, see, that's fine. Like, I'll take that.
Yeah, I like that kind of last minute, not like a major twist, but that last minute like wrench that's thrown into the works there. I liked that. And also shout out to the friend's homie who wished for $1 billion
and then it just
walked
like
through the door and then got capped like, just immediately. It's like, oh, Bear, why I'm $1 billion, boom. Like, God.
Wait, who killed him?
It was the main Indy Navarrete's character. Nikki.
She did? I forgot about that one.
He walks in the door
dying,
and she just,
but I don't remember what she did. So he got everybody killed.
Yeah,
literally the whole group.
And he ruined her for life because she's going to be traumatized as hell after all this.
And how do you explain all of the things she did, you know?
Right. So Bear's a life ruiner, moral of the story. Men who cannot handle
rejection, or even just like communication. Not even rejection, because technically it wasn't rejection.
Right. He didn't even have the stomach to ask her out or to tell her how he felt. Right. Like borderline incel. Like, come on, bro.
We got questions, Bear. We got questions. Well, but I will say, I think my favorite part about the whole thing was it felt pretty unique. Like, you know, a lot of horror movies and scary movies kind of all stem within like similar themes of one another. And it's just like different takes on those handful of themes. Like this one was kind of out of left field.
Yeah.
As far as like the way it went down, I really liked that.
Right. It's a very familiar premise. It's not like unique in that regard, but the way that it goes about it and the kind of rules that it establishes and how it plays with or doesn't play with those rules, it did stand apart for sure in that regard. Yeah. I liked it for that reason too.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a fun movie, but I'm glad that it came out. We've had really good years of good movies. I know that you saw Spider-Man and loved it. I'm not a huge Spider-Man person. I'll probably watch it eventually, but I definitely didn't go see it in theaters.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's not my favorite Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. I think a lot of people really, really liked it more than I did. But I thought it was very good. It was better than I was expecting because I wasn't sure that it felt like they were going to have too much to put into one movie,
Hmm.
and they kind of made it work. So I was happy with that. But
Yeah.
we're probably going to have you back on in a few months near the end of the year. Maybe we'll do a end of the year award show for our favorite shows and movies or something, because
Yeah, we could
we're
do
only
that.
we're only we're only 7 or 8 months in right now. So
I
we
know,
got
right? And there's probably a lot more coming out. I don't know what's on the docket for this year, but
there
we'll see.
is we
I'm
got
always just surprised.
Avengers.
Like I don't pay any attention. I just somebody's like, "Oh, this movie's out," and I'm like, "All right,
Yeah.
I'll
Oh, and
watch it."
I'm the person that has like a list with like release dates. I plan it weeks in advance. We already have. So I convinced my wife to take off work on December 18th because that's the day that Dune Part 3 and Avengers both come out.
So you're
So
gonna do the whole thing?
we're gonna do the double feature before the kid is out of daycare. It's gonna be a
Nice.
great double date. So
Yeah,
I'm excited
we
for that.
got tickets to Dune 3, but not until because of course, again, if you're going to watch a 3-hour movie, you got to watch a 3-hour movie in IMAX, and everyone
Yes.
wants to watch it in IMAX. So
Hmm.
apparently, it's like getting tickets to these IMAX movie releases are like getting tickets to see
Hmm.
whoever Michael Jackson or
Right.
whatever big celebrity there is these days.
Hmm.
So I think it's going to be on January
just
1st.
you just sounded like such a boomer. It
On
was
old.
hilarious. Elvis or whoever the kids are listening to these days.
Well, I was trying to think of it's BTS, isn't it? BTS
Yeah.
is the one that everyone's. That's what I
Well,
was trying
because
to think of, but it wouldn't come to my brain.
yeah, well, because you could have said Taylor Swift, but we both know we didn't want to say Taylor Swift, so we had to think of someone else. Yes. Lindsay's like, don't put words in my mouth. Don't get the Swifties armed up in arms against me. That's not me. Anyway,
I know.
Elvis,
I
great
already
performer.
said disparaging things against Beyonce one time.
Oh, well, we could have a conversation about Rihanna versus Beyonce, and I think we would be on the same page, but I don't want to piss anyone off, so we're gonna cut
Yeah,
it
maybe
there.
we shouldn't start it. Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't throw more hot takes out on the way out of the show. But thank you all for listening to this hour-long episode that has nothing to do with Phoenix Suns basketball. I'm really glad that you guys are all here, and I'm so glad that our first repeat guest on the show was Lindsey Smith. Lindsey, tell the people where they can follow you. I guess you're not very active on socials, but
Maybe one day I will be active
I,
again.
al-
I
I
don't
always
know. I've been thinking about some videos. The thing
okay.
is I always think to do it, and then I'm just like,
Mm, yeah, no,
I
it's
know it
fair.
sounds so terrible, but I
Socials
don't
can be a
know.
lot of work, honestly.
They
They can
really
be.
are, but it's
Yeah.
Lindsey Smith AZ if you do want to follow me. I won't
Yes.
spam you because I only post every once in a while. So
Yeah.
it's
No,
not
that's
even that
great.
big of a commitment.
It's a low maintenance follow.
It is very low maintenance. It'll pop up once every 3 to 4 months. And I'll be
Hmm.
like, oh, she's alive. Awesome.
Yes, it's great. It's perfect.
Glad to see that she's still a part of this world.
Well, yeah, I had to give you an opportunity to plug something because I
Oh my
tell all my
goodness.
guests, plug whatever you're working on or whatever you want to plug. So if there's anything else that you want to plug, feel free. But I don't know if you want to just leave it at socials.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at socials for now. But obviously, we will have to talk Suns at some point in time.
Hmm.
That'll be fun. Maybe when we have another award show, I just dropped something. Sorry for the loud noise.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
We'll be able to dive a little bit into what has unfolded so far in the upcoming season for the Suns, because there's a lot of question marks there, like excitement, but
Hmm.
uncertain. But there's
Hmm.
the potential. So this year could go a multitude of ways. Excited
Yeah.
to see. Hopefully, we will all be very happy and not very sad. That's always the
Hopefully.
goal.
Hopefully. We like to be happy around Christmas time, but
Yeah.
we'll see if we
Yes, we
are.
do.
Thank you so much for joining, Lindsay. Thank you all for listening. You can follow the show at Suns After Dark. Now it was my turn to drop something, so we're even. You can follow me at Gerald Bourguet, and this has been another episode of Suns After Dark.